Magandang gabi sa lahat ng mga nanunood sa ating Palawan News page. Welcome sa ating programa kung saan ating kikilatisin ang mga politiko na nais mailuklok o kaya naman ay makabalik sa pwesto ngayong 2022 elections. Ako po si Diana Lat at ito ang programang The Profile.
Atty. Edwin Gastanes, kilalang abogado mula sa Palawan, kasalukuyang General Secretary ng Philippine Football Federation at Secretary General ng Philippine Olympic Committee. Pro bono counsel ni Mayor Geraldi Danao ng Bayan ng Nara sa mga kasong isinampa ng mga kagawad ng Nara sa sangguniang panlalawigan at ngayon ay muling kandidato sa pagkakongresista sa ikalawang distrito ng Palawan. Sa kanyang pagsalang sa programa ng The Profile ngayong gabi, ating aalamin kung ano ang mga dahilan nito sa muling pagpasok sa politika. Ano nga ba ang mga nais nitong baguhin sa ikalawang distrito ng Palawan?
Magandang gabi, Atty. Edwin Gastanes, at welcome po sa ating programang The Profile. Attorney, may mga ilan pong nakakakilala lang sa inyo bilang lawyer ni Mayor Danao. Pero sino nga ba si Atty. Edwin Gastanes?
Maraming salamat and magandang gabi, Diana. Magandang gabi sa inyong tagapakinig, tagapanood sa inyong Palawan News. No? I think one of the pioneering online media outfit in the province. Si Atty. Ed Gastanes is a product of Panakan Elementary School, where I graduated valedictorian in 1972, and a product of the San Francisco Javier College, where I graduated valedictorian in 1976. And ako'y isang anak na magsasaka dahil ang lolo ko ay dumating sa Palawan, kanyang mga anak, noong 1950s. And they settled in Jose Rizal, Aborlan. Wala pa namang Nara noon. But in mid-60s, napalipat sa Panakan para naman sa pangingisda. So you can say that I'm both a farmer family's son and a fisherman family's son also. And I have been a practicing lawyer since 1987 when I passed the bar and has been in and out of the province. No? Tumutulong tayo sa mga dapat tulungan dito. But basically my practice was based in Metro Manila and also here in Puerto Princesa City. I have been the counsel of the nasirang Dong Batul in all his criminal cases heard against him, in all his election cases. I have been also the counsel of Mayor Dennis Socrates when he was city mayor of Puerto Princesa before that and during the recall election. So I have been the counsel of Governor Badong Socrates when criminal case was filed against him, and several others non-politicians naman, hindi naman pwedeng bagitin ang pangalan. So, it so happened that I think last year I was here on quarantine with my family in our house and I was asked by Mayor Danao to assist him in the case filed against him. So, for free, I volunteered my services again. Kapitbahay ko si Mayor Danao. Kababata ng kapatid ko and mga parents niya are like titos and titas to me in Panakan. So, the young ones know me as the lawyer of Mayor Danao, but the older people know me other than that also. Okay. So, I'm a professional lawyer, and I can say with all honesty that I had a very good practice, and I have to continue practicing, but this time it's really more on helping, you know, those who need help.
Bakit po ninyo ninais na maging lawyer?
You know, that's a very good question, you know. Before, because I was a university scholar in UST, because my mother wanted me to be a doctor. So I studied in UST for 2 years, BS Gen, which is a preparatory course for medicine proper. Hindi talaga akma, you know. Although my grades were very high, it's okay, but there's no love in it.
Okay.
So I stopped. And then shifted to economics. I graduated magna cum laude with a degree in economics, and then went on to UP, where I studied law and graduated among the top 10 of my class. I was number 9 and awarded the Dean's Medal for being number 9 in the graduating class. I was a simple student, simple boy from Nara who was making good at the time. And but before that, I worked with Governor Badong Socrates when he was with the Department of Local Government and Community Development, I think for 5 years. And that's why I know what was on his mind. He was very influential, in all my decisions. First, in 2004, to run against then Congressman Bahamitra, and I lost and I accepted it. And also in deciding to run for the 2nd District of Palawan for this coming election. So Attorney Edwin Gastanes is a simple boy who was gifted by God by the virtues of patience, some talent, and dedication. But as the old people will say, I have not changed. When I was a boy, mano po, mano dito. Up to now, I do that. And most of these old people are gone, but they know me as Edwin, who is a very courteous, humble, but very passionate young boy.
Attorney, parang maganda naman ang naging practice mo bilang isang lawyer. Bakit naisipan pa ninyo na pumasok sa politika at tumakbo bilang 2nd District Congressman?
Number one, the options were not that many. And I'm a graduate of UP. So, we graduates of UP think that sometimes we have to offer ourselves for service to community. That's very important. So in 2004, against all odds, I decided to run against then Congressman Bahamitra. We were in tandem, Our governor was Dr. Jerry Ortega. Okay. Our city mayor was Dennis Socrates. And I was running as congressman against Bahamitra. Dr. Jerry Ortega was running against Joel Reyes. Dennis was, Vice Governor Dennis Socrates is running against then Mayor Hagedorn. We all lost. But we did not mind it because we just showed the people of Palawan that ordinary people like us and professionals at that and who love the place can go and run. And it does not matter if you lose. What is important is you offer the voting public an option. And that is very important because that's the essence of democracy. People must have an option. That's why I don't like idea of just one block, one group, ruling over the country or ruling over the province. No, it is not good for the community, medium term, short term, and long term.
Nabanggit po ninyo, natalo na kayo dati nung kayo ay kumandidato. Pero sa tingin nyo, this time, ano yung chance ninyo na manalo?
I should say that you better ask the others. If I talk about it, it will be very biased. But I can give you a direction. Ordinary people are supporting my candidacy. So it all depends on the voting population. Just very much like what happened in 3-in-1. Ordinary people won over the efforts of the officialdom, the entire 100% of them. And that for me is a harbinger of what can happen in any elections. And that for me is one of the fruits of what we did way back in 1998, 95, 98, 2001, 2004, where young professionals like me and Dr. Jerry, he passed away already, and Dong Batul, Jerry, and many other young, aggressive professionals who were there, Palaweños, would love to challenge the establishment and offer ourselves for service to our beloved province.
Mabigat po yung mga makakalaban ninyo this election. Ano ang magiging kaibahan ninyo sa kanila?
Well, when you say mabigat, that's a prejudgment, If you look at the results of 3-in-1, you cannot say that they are mabigat already. But they have the stature, they have the resources, and they are holding currently the positions. But it all depends on the people, What I want to do is to present myself to the people, tell them who am I, and then, let them decide. come election day. But I know how to manage a campaign. I was a campaign manager of a winning senatorial candidate. I was campaign manager of a winning city mayoralty candidates. And several other candidacies. So that's one of my love, my passion, and my forte, aside from being a practicing lawyer, in the Philippines.
Attorney, speaking of ng inyong pagtakbo, ano nga ba ang pangarap nyo para sa Palawan at para sa ikalawang distrito specific?
Well, pangarap ko is, number one, there has been stagnancy, in terms of development, in terms of people's participation. That's one. Number two, not much effort has been given to the biggest block of population in southern Palawan. Because this is the bread basket. These are rice farmers, corn farmers, and fishermen. Not too much efforts have been given them, So I want to focus on that. And they have suffered because of the pandemic. And efforts must be directed towards giving them a little help from the government. Look, I'm still a farmer. First cropping ng basakan ko, this year, talo ako. Second cropping, inabot ni Odette, I lost again. We're tilling our lands in Dumangueña, talo. But I have funds to sustain my rice planting activities. What about the others? They're borrowing. Pagtaas ng abono, ng urea, lahat ng mga farm inputs. And when I talk to them, they almost want to cry. But that's the only means of livelihood that I know. So they will continue again. Efforts must be given towards helping them one way or another.
So agriculture.
That's correct. And fishing. But fishing, technically, is also agriculture.
Ito po, tatanungin kayo ng inyong mga pananaw sa mga sumusunod ng mga issue. Una, social justice.
Yes, there must be social justice in any place so that people can feel and see that they are free. When people are free, they can move and make economic movements, which will help the community. Hindi kailangan takot ang mga tao sa isang community. But look what has happened in the past years in 2nd District. Maraming unsolved crimes. Crimes happen all over the world, all over the cities, all over the provinces. But there must be a very high average of solving the crimes. But I will not mention names, but crimes have been unsolved. There is no social justice if the families of these victims cannot have justice under the law. So there must be...
Kung kayo po kaya ang magiging congressman, ano po kayang itutulong nyo para maayos yung ganyan problema?
You know that a congressman also has an oversight authority. Oversight in terms of asking the agencies of the national agencies, the branches here, how are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing? What are your achievements? That's part of the oversight authority of any elected congressman. Because Congress has oversight on the implementation of the General Appropriations Act, which is the budget of the entire government. And the congressman always go into that, and ask from these representatives of national agencies, what are you doing? And question them, That's part of the oversight powers of the congressman.
Graduate po kayo ng economics, tama?
That's
ano
correct.
Po ang inyong pananaw sa economy naman ng 2nd District ng Palawan?
It remains to be an agricultural economy. There are, we pride ourselves to be the rice basket, corn basket of the province. We export rice before. We export corn before. I do not know now, I have not looked into copra. Copra was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I know that for a fact because I saw competes coming in, bringing goods from Malaysia, Sabah, and then buying copras and rice from here, 40 years ago, 35 years ago, 45 years ago. So it will remain an agricultural country. But what are we doing? The previous leaders when I ran in 2004, I said very categorically, we should not allow one more mining company in southern Palawan. RTN is enough because it will not do us good in the long term. But what happened? In the last 16 years, we have, newer and bigger mining companies operating in southern Palawan, which is the breadbasket, which is a rice granary, which is the vegetable granary of the province. You are an island. We have an island economy, so to speak. So we must be self-sufficient. But when these, farmlands are becoming damaged, one way or another by things other than ordinary weather, then we'll have problems in terms of food, food resiliency and sufficiency.
Speaking of, nabanggit nyo na rin po, ano naman ang inyong pananaw sa environment?
For the sake of our children and our children's children in Tagalog, sa ating mga salinlahi, we have to protect that. Okay. Palawan, geographically speaking, it's very narrow. It's like an umbrella. That's why it's called Paragua. You hurt the center lines, which is the mountain lines. You cut so many trees there, so many plants, not even trees, but plants. You conduct mining activities there sooner than later, There will be side effects on the lowlands, That's why there are always flash floods. Konting ulan, isang araw, dalawang araw, flash flood. Why? Ang velocity ng water coming from the mountains, tumaas na, bumilis na. So ang bilis, dati matagal yan 2 days bago kami magkabaha dyan sa Nara Umuulan sa bundok, 2 days yan bibilangin mo. We suffered from floods before, but not in this magnitude. And in this quick. Yung oras lang, andyan na kagad sa baba. So, this is bad.
For the record, kung kayo magiging congressman, against kayo sa Mina, sa 2nd District.
No more. No more. In 2004, I said, tama na yung RTN. Huwag na nating dagdagan.
Stand on that.
I will do the same. Okay. Diba? Tingnan natin. Strict regulation should be applied on this. Ang Mina kasi governed not only by local laws, yes, but by national laws. So, andyan na yan So, kailangan stricto ang pagbantay sa kanila.
Okay.
Talaga nakakasira sila. Patigilin, Kung maayos naman sila, but mining is always destructive. Mining, by definition, is always destructive.
Hindi ba kayo natatakot na baka mawala sa boto ninyo yung mga taong empleyado ngayon ng mga minahan?
How many families are being supported by the mining companies? If they are supported well, that's good. I have relatives working in mining companies. But I'm saying, it has to be very responsible. Not only responsible, but very responsible. Kasi, because of the geography of the province. Okay. Strict construction, kumbaga sa batas. Strict construction. At huwag nang dagdagan. Pag nasira ang rice lands natin, saan tayo kukuha ng bigas?
Kain.
Luzon? Kulang din sa kanila yun We should be exporting and rice and rice products, instead of importing.
Okay.
And then, we help ourselves, we help our country.
Sa health po, anong masasabi ninyo?
Very important yung health. But now, health is very expensive. One thing good is our PhilHealth, So medyo ordinarily, ang laki ng bawas noon, di ba? Pero yung medicines, bibili ka pa rin kung hindi available, Ang hospital natin, ang laki-laki. Ako nga, ngayon, ang daming request for assistance, emergency, So, nakikita mo ang kulang ng facilities natin, Mayroon tayong building, kulang ang doktor, kulang ang nurse, walang gamot. So, the same problem 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But slowly, there should be focus, on really providing certain funds, not only from national government, from local government, para dalhin doon.
Okay.
Kasi maraming mahihirap. 2 years ago, 5% ng kids population ng Pilipinas stunted, tawag nila.
Maliliit.
Because of lack of proper nutrition. 5% yan. At pat tumataas yun. Nakikita mo Pag wala ka sa city medyo okay pa ang buhay ng tao. Pag pumunta ka doon sa hinterlands, you can see. yung malnutrition is really prevalent. It remains a big problem here. It will be a bigger problem pag hindi natutukan ng LGUs ng Palawan at ng mga municipalities ang health issue.
Kung kayo po ay magiging congressman ng 2nd District, ano po ang plano nyo para sa turismo at edukasyon?
Okay. Education, I believe in education 110%. There should be premium in education. A country cannot progress, a community cannot progress if its inhabitants are not educated.
Sa turismo po, paano kaya kayo makakatulong?
Tourism, they are all there, But you see, the focus of tourism is now in the north and partly in the city. So sa south, wala pa. But given time, there will be tourism also in the south. We are easily solving the peace and order problem there.
May mga pumupunta po sa Balabak, island hopping.
Yes, so dahan-dahan yan. And tourism is a very good industry in a province that prides itself to be the last frontier. So, ang iba, sa Bataan, some countries in Luzon, meron na silang farm tourism. Uso na yun eh. Dito konti pa lang. But eventually, it will catch up. Palawan, year in, year out, is always one of the top 5 islands in the world. And tourism should be given proper boost. But I heard stories about how difficult it is now to do business in tourism.
Yes.
Because taxes are going up.
And because of the pandemic.
A pandemic will always hurt us. But eventually, things will become normal. We will be able to manage ourselves despite the pandemic. Hindi mawawala na yan eh. Magiging endemic na yan. So the danger will be there. Just like tuberculosis, yung black, andyan na yan. Dengue, andyan na yan. We just manage ourselves, with help from private sector and the government. Pero yung turismo kasi medyo nahirapan yung mga hindi naman small and medium sized business, kasi tumataas yung cost of doing business. And not only on permits, on taxes, local taxes, but also on inputs like power and electricity. Power and electricity very high. The residential rate here is higher than the higher than the commercial rate in Makati. 12 dito eh. Doon 9, 10 eh. Paano nagkaganon? Residential na ako, 12 pa ang bayad ko. Paano kang ang puhunan mo konti lang, small scale business ka. So, hirap.
Attorney, isa lang, ano ang tingin nyong major problem ng Southern Palawan na kailangan ng immediate na solution?
Social justice.
Okay.
People seem not to believe now that our very good policemen can solve crimes.
Okay.
May takot eh. 2 is the percentage of calamities, Konting ulan na malakas, isang araw, 2 araw. Wala tayong magawa. Tropical country tayo. Andun yung baha. Yung naturally caused disaster, Pero may contributions yung human activities ongoing or in the past. So yun ang immediate problem dyan. And number 3, maraming gutom. Sa ikalawang distrito, maraming naghihirap. Sabi na sa akin, Tony, pinatigil na namin pag-aaral ng anak namin. Kasi hindi namin kaya talaga. At bumaba ang economic activity, kulang ngayon ang income nila. So they are selling. Yung pa ang isang pernicious effect. They sell. When they sell their lands. After that, maliit na lang. After that, wala na silang assets.
Wala na silang source of income.
Wala nang source. Dadami ang mahirap. Tataas na naman ang percentage ng people living under poverty level.
If kayo po ay palarin at manalo bilang 2nd District Congressman, paano nyo po nais makilala bilang isang kongresista?
Well, when I become a congressman, I will not be there to enrich myself or to gain power or to gain glory. I will be there to help the people of the 2nd District. It's my way of giving back. I become very emotional because in 2004 I saw it. I still see it when I move around there. Umiiyak kami ni Doc Jerry noon. Because he will just come. Ako pupunta lang siya. Ganito na yung nangyari sa probinsya natin. Maraming mahirap. You know why I'm giving away sleepers in 2004? And I'm giving away sleepers also now? Kasi nakikita ako Nakapaa. Ang tsinelas, butas ng gita, suot pa rin ng mga bata. Ganong kahirap. Ganong kahirap. So the economic activity must be increased there. And please lang, let the rice lands, the farmlands be safe and secured. Otherwise, 70 to 80% ng families will suffer economically.
Attorney Ed, dadako naman po tayo ngayon sa ating second part na comment or no comment segment kung saan magbibigay po ako ng iba't ibang paksa, topics, at magbibigay po kayo ng inyong one-liner na sagot.
Okay.
Kung wala naman po kayong komento ukol dito, pwede nyo lang pong sabihin no comment.
Okay.
Okay, simulan po natin. Unang-una, kung papipiliin po kayo, mas nais nyo bang maging lawyer o politiko?
Lawyer.
Too ambitious to run daw po kayo as a congressman. Any comment?
Why? Why too ambitious? I ran in 2004. When you run, it's not always to win, but you aim to win. When you run, you have to show people that there are professionals, there are people who love the place, who are willing to sacrifice their time, effort, even their money, just for the sake of trying to help the community.
Okay. Sa tingin nyo ba ay malaking factor ang pagiging lawyer ni Mayor Danao ng Nara para sa mass vote?
Well, in Nara, yes. In Nara, yes. I can say that. In other places, not much. I have my own leaders way back in 2004, and I have helped people, not only Mayor Danao, in the last 20, 30 years, entire Palawan, North and South. Because I have to offer myself to the 2nd District first, where I come from.
Okay. Yung issue po na kayo ay tinanggal bilang Secretary General ng Philippine Olympic Committee.
Fake news. Fake news. I'll give you, the one who wrote that, he just wrote a very good piece about the women's football national team winning. I have been Secretary General of Philippine Olympic Committee since August 2019 and up to now. Walang hindi naputol. Anyway, pero fake news. Hindi totoo.
Teenage pregnancy problem in Palawan.
That should be managed, It's always a problem of the family, a problem of school, a problem of the church, and a problem of the community. That kind of problem cannot be solved by efforts only of the family, by the family. It should be a whole of community approach. Mahilig ako doon
Holistic.
Simbahan, liderato, family mismo, at eskwelahan. So it should be a whole of community, whole of stakeholders approach in trying to solve that. But who are we? Who am I to give judgment on teenagers who got pregnant,
Political dynasty. Ano masasabi ninyo?
Well, our constitution proscribes political dynasty. Problem is Congress did not pass a law how to implement that. Nakukuha sa patronage, pera, pabuya, ang boto. It has been there, since 40 years ago. The same practice, pernicious practice. But I'm happy with what happened in 3-in-1. Despite the efforts, people voted no.
Okay.
Almost 70% of them. That means may tinanggap sila, pero binoto pa rin ang Kursunada. That's the mantra. That's the mantra of Cory Aquino in 1986, elections. Tanggapin ang kwarta, iboto ang Kursunada.
Party list system.
That should be modified. That should, it's running amok, That should be modified, You really reform the party list system. Kasi hindi directly voted ng tao iba yung senador, binoboto mo diretso, alam mo kung saan papunta. Yung congressman, binoboto mo diretso. Ito party list, may nominee sila. Hindi mo kilala Magugulat ka na lang, ito na yung nakaupo. So I don't believe. Okay. I'm sorry. It has to be reformed and modified.
Sa same-sex marriage po, ano opinion nyo?
Well, I'm conflicted on that because I graduated from San Francisco Javier College, I'm a devout Catholic, practicing Catholic. So eventually, siguro, let us see whether our country is ready for that. But right now, I think our country is not yet ready for that.
Divorce.
Divorce, we have a divorce, but it's all what we call legal separation. Okay, so wala tayong full divorce. It's like a modified divorce, no? Hindi pa tayo doon sa divorce na sandali lang. Sa US, punta ka na Las Vegas, ganun, walang comment. Okay, divorce ka na. No?
Pero payag po ba kayo sa divorce?
Well, legal separation is there. Annulment is there. Kung gagamitin ang divorce, kasi, kung gagamitin ang divorce just to do away with obligations, hindi naman maganda yon. Because under our Constitution, the family is the basic social unit. So a family must be preserved also. So, okay.
Sa death penalty po?
Well, it has been tried that the death penalty deterred commission of crimes a bit. No? So, winalaan natin ang death penalty. So, dumami na naman ang heinous crime. No? Nandiyan na naman. So, it's a push and pull effect. No? It will depend on what is happening in the country. Things can change. It depends on the milieu. It depends on the context. It depends on how the people go about it also.
Okay. I-describe niyo po, in one word, ang inyong mga makakalaban. Unang-una, si Congressman Cyril Beng Abueg-Saldivar.
Inexperienced, unknown.
Okay. Governor Jose Chavez Alvarez.
Well, what can I say? He should rest. Should be resting.
Attorney Stephen Cascolan.
I don't know him.
On presidential race, who do you think will play second?
Presidential?
Race. Sinong pangalawa? Papangalawa?
I don't even know who is first. And I do not know who will be ranking first at the end of February. The national campaign starts mid-February, February 7. But after 30 days, things change.
So sa tingin niyo po, hindi pa masasabi sa ngayon?
Titining pa.
Okay.
Titining pa. Especially now, because of social media, titining pa yan. So marami pang adjustments.
Finally, sino po ang governor ninyo?
Right now, because One Palawan has endorsed me as the candidate in the South, itinaas ni Art Ventura, gubernatorial candidate Art Ventura ng One Palawan, yung kamay ko bilang, so I have to also endorse him in Southern Palawan. I do not know about the North, So I am also endorsing him in Southern Palawan.
Okay. Attorney, maraming salamat. Ano po ang inyong mensahe sa ating mga manonood?
Sa ating mga manonood, lalo na sa ikalawang distrito ng Palawan, ang gusto ko po lang ipaalam ang aking plataforma, kung sino ako. At pagdating na eleksyon, bahala po kayo kung sino ang napupusuan nyo, kung sino ang kursunada nyo. Importante lamang ang pagboto nyo, dapat hindi na-impluwensyahan ng pangako o ng pera. That is the one wish. Kung may bibigay ng tulong sa inyo, tanggapin ang grasya, iboto ang kursunada. At laging isipin ang kailangang iboto. Ang tanong, makakatulong ba ito sa pamayanan? Hindi, makakatulong ba ito sa akin o sa pamilya ko? Ang eleksyon po, ang panahon na ang inyong puwersa bilang particles of sovereignty, ay na-exercise nyo. Makapangyarihan po kayo pagdating ng halalan. Gamitin po natin ang tama at ang maayos. At sana ipagpalain tayo, kayo, pamilya nyo, ng buong may kapal, hindi lamang sa papuntang eleksyon, kundi sa mga susunod pang araw, dahil tayo ay nasa gitna ng pandemya pa rin. Maraming salamat at magandang gabi sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nanood ng ating episode ngayong gabi. Ako po si Diana Lat. Manindigan, pumili at bumoto. Ito ang programang The Profile.